Here are some of the stories Sightings is following in the news. In a recent book titled 7 Experiments That Could Change the World, author Rupert Sheldrake explores new and intriguing theories about the psychic bond between humans and animals. In Big Sur, California, English researcher Rupert Sheldrake recently presented the findings of a scientific study he conducted, which validates what many pet owners already sense, that they have a unique psychic bond with their pets.
I think the psychic abilities of animals are very common. I would explain it in terms of morphic fields, and they're the kinds of fields that connect packs of wolves together or flocks of birds. I think that these are the basis of the bonds between pets and people.
Sheldrake spent 14 years studying animal behavior at Cambridge University and found that morphic fields may explain those uncanny premonitions animals display when it's time to go to the vet, or when you're about to leave on a trip, or even when a family member is in danger.
If we can show that psychic connections between pets and their owners are real, we have to take seriously the existence of psychic phenomena in general.
I think that there is, if you want to use the term telepathic, communication. I think there is an undeniable bond between Papillon and Rachel.
Mindy Gwynn knows the power of animal telepathy. Her daughter Rachel was only 5 days old when their dog Papillon somehow sensed danger as Rachel lay sleeping in her crib.
Papillon came into the bathroom while I was in the shower, and he was frantic, enough to the point where I knew he was trying to tell me something. I threw on my clothes and I followed him to the bedroom, and that was where he put his front paws up on the crib and he barked at the baby. And when I looked in at her, I realized that she was a little bit blue.
On closer examination, Mindy realized that her infant daughter had stopped breathing. Mindy tried desperately to revive her.
My daughter Amanda called 911. And I was still doing mouth-to-mouth when the ambulance got there, and I carried Rachel out and jumped in the back of the ambulance.
Rachel survived. After a week in the hospital, Mindy brought her home to the friend she believes saved the baby's life.
I reaffirmed my belief in the bonds between animals and people at that point. I remember hugging the dog for a good long time, because this dog just really did more than I can ever say thank you for.
Most people accept these things. Science at present denies them. And I think opening up science in a way that these things are taken on board can help open up our view of the world in a really dramatic way. I think it would change science.
In Thailand, more than 5,000 people from around the world gathered for this year's Phuket Vegetarian Festival, an ancient tradition demonstrating the powers of mind over matter. Men from the area, believed to be spirit mediums, display a superhuman threshold for pain, walking over hot coals and piercing their bodies with an unbelievable range of sharp implements. Even close up, their faces display no signs of pain, not even a wince, as they endure piercing with 3-inch diameter bamboo poles. How is this possible? Dr. Joshua Prager, director of the UCLA Pain Medicine Center, believes it may be a result of the amazing mind-body connection.
We now know that pain is not something that is just a sensation in a part of the body or parts of the body, but is actually an entire experience. Information that comes in has to pass through a gate, and that gate can be opened or closed by various phenomena.
The mediums at the festival use self-hypnosis to will themselves into an altered state of consciousness, and such a state seems to act as a natural anesthetic against what would normally be excruciating pain.
People who are having a religious experience are often very close to trance state, and so somehow they are teaching themselves, or they have the ability, when they work themselves up into the trance state, to close the gate.
Dr. Prager believes that the ability to withstand pain varies from person to person based on their genetic predisposition. But he also believes that the Phuket Festival does demonstrate that everyone can improve their own pain threshold to some degree. In San Diego, California, One engineer is issuing a warning about a new threat to Earth's ever-waning resources, and not only from our growing numbers, but also our size. Humans are getting too big.
By 2050, we're talking about maybe 12 billion people in the world. We have 6 billion right now. Now, it makes a big difference whether that 12 billion people averages 100 pounds or 200 pounds.
In the last 100 years, the median height has grown by 6 inches, and the median weight has increased by more than 50 pounds. And the larger we become, the more natural resources we consume.
But there's no doubt that we live on a finite Earth. There are finite resources, and the Earth is going to change.
Samaras warns that unless we begin downsizing our population, we will use up most of our farmland and all of our petroleum supplies midway through the next century.
We're getting more people, and we're getting bigger people. I think we can see that the problem is stupendous in terms of the threat to our survival.
We'll have more stories from the news next time. Now, here's what's coming up on Sightings.